We're here at Long Beach Forward for an art party and a movie screening. The subject for today is, what does community self-defense look like to you?
Community self-defense looks like knowing my neighbors, not having the cops as the first call for if something goes wrong, knowing my neighbors well enough that I can kind of talk to and work with them. And I also kind of have an idea of who's safe, who has similar values in the neighborhood. And then I'm also available to like help and serve my community as well. So that's what it looks like for me.
Looks like community care, looks like events like this where we're creating art together, and we're envisioning a future where police don't exist, ICE doesn't exist, borders don't exist, and how do we take care of each other?
More to Catnip's point, I do believe that building power collectively and having a future that is free for all people is one where there are no people that have to use violence upon the community to assert their right to be there. And I think that, it means feeding people, protecting people, and nurturing the children. So that's community self-defense to me.
I could start at the pandemic where we couldn't really depend on authorities and local leaders to solve our immediate problems in our neighborhoods. So we banded together as neighbors and started doing our own mutual aid and making sure everyone had what they needed and our elders were checked on, and et cetera, et cetera. And then fast forward to the fires last year, people were ready to fill the gaps where big giant groups like the Red Cross or unions or other big NGOs, we were filling up mutual aid stations and getting people what they needed before they had their trucks filled in a loading dock somewhere miles away. So I think, to me, community self-defense is local action, protecting ourselves and not waiting for the systems that we have in place that are kind of supposed to do that, are falling short in most cases.
How does art and having creativity connect to defending your community, building resilience in your community?
Kind of what I said before, it kind of like allows us to envision a future together where we're able to, defend our community, but also uplift all of our skills and all of our imagination and our ability to create in an anti-capitalist way.
I think like a huge part of activism is also remembering the points of like joy, like singing and art and videos like we're doing right now. Like I think these visuals really help people understand kind of like the time that we're going through, and also being able to recognize those who are safe and have similar values, like having something like the watermelon pin that I have today, or those kind of symbols become really important during like revolutionary struggles and stuff.
Imagination is huge. I think imagining a future beyond borders, beyond control, beyond things that separate people and divide people on class or race or gender or any of those lines is something that can be done through art, and art has that power to invite people to imagine and express themselves in a way that speaks to the heart and speaks to the spirit.
The documentary that we watched was about the Black Panther Party. So in what ways can we learn from the Black Panthers Party's strategies and tactics for defending our own communities?
We can learn everything from our Black and brown, specifically transgender communities who have been the one paving the way for liberation since the beginning. So we have everything to learn from them.
I think mobilizing with a sense of trust and mobilizing with a sense of something you mentioned earlier, which was just an expression of demands. Clear demands is really important, especially right now. I think our Black comrades teach us that, especially because they're the ones who have had to experience the most violence and the most retaliation. So I would say trust is huge, and I would say socialism or barbarism, and simple as that. I think we have to really understand that we can't be afraid to really criticize capitalism and try to suggest alternatives, which will bring us all a lot closer together. And I think that's what the Black Panthers were trying to do. So something I really, really take to heart and want to learn from.
Let the people have the power to redeem the work of fools upon the meek. The grace is showered